Hi, I'm Kevin with Acteon, and I've got a real treat for you today. What I'm showcasing here is Acteon's perfect implant solution. So what we have in front of us is the Piezotome Cube, the Air and Go air polisher, and the Newtron Piezo. Right now, all of these products are set up specifically for implants and implant maintenance. Let me show you a little bit more of what I mean. So this is our Piezotome Cube. This is a pre-implant surgical device. So if you're unfamiliar with piezo technology, let me quickly explain. Essentially what happens is there are ceramic discs in here that move forward and back. So when we put a tip into this handpiece here, such as this tip here, what ends up happening is this tip will move quickly forward and backwards like this, right? But it moves a very, very, very short distance, but it moves very quickly. So unlike some other ultrasonic devices that maybe move in an oscillating pattern like a figure 8, this only moves laterally, forward and backwards. It gives you a lot more control and it gives you a lot more predictability. So what this particular unit does is a variety of tasks. First, what most people use it for are extractions. With our extraction kit, we're able to do a beautiful atraumatic extractions. Essentially what happens is we use our tips that look like high-powered periotomes, right? And we're going to come in, we're going to break the PDL, and we're just going to break the PDL all the way around the tooth. At that point in time, once you've broken the PDL, there's really not much left to do but simply extract the tooth. All right? So atraumatic extractions are beautiful. What's great about an atraumatic extraction is you maintain socket preservation, and that also means that you can do a same-day implant. It means that your patient is not going to leave in a lot of pain. It's just going to be an all-around better procedure for you and the patient. On top of extractions, we also have the ability to do sinus lifts. Now we have two different sinus lift kits. We have a lateral window sinus lift, and we also have a crestal approach. So the lateral window sinus kit is really awesome. The way it works is we simply use the tips to form the window, whether we're doing a square window or a round window. And once you've done that, you then use the remaining tips to elevate and lift the sinus, and you'll use the window as your new floor, and you'll simply fill with bone and move on your way. The crestal sinus approach, now that's really awesome. So this crestal sinus approach, this actually uses a hydraulic method in lieu of the tapping method. Far more comfortable for your patients. It's just going to be more comfortable for you, for your patients, and get you the same results in a much easier, faster time. In addition, we have a bone surgery kit. So this is really cool because we're able to do osteotomies quickly and easily, especially considering if we're doing any bone harvesting, we want to maintain as much bone as possible. So these tips are very thin. They're easy to access, they're narrow. You're able to reduce bone and move it without a major reduction and loss of bone. So the bone surgery kit is also extremely popular. Right now we actually have it in what's known as a Pro Pack. So the Pro Pack consists of the extraction kit, the sinus lift kit, the intralift kit, and the bone surgery kit. So it's these kits here runs you about $8,700 for these 4 kits and the cube. It's a incredible value, and it's perfect for anybody who is wanting to get into piezotome surgeries. So in addition, we also have some other kits. Right now, what I'm showing is the crown extension kit. So this is for you for crown lengthening. You would flap with this, and you can do your cosmetic procedures. It's really cool. It's very, very popular. We also have a piezo scission kit. So this is going to be done for sort of like a instant ortho, accelerated orthodontics, where we break the break in between the roots, and we're able to move the entire mouth. That's a very popular kit for anybody who is doing any sort of orthodontic procedures such as that. And finally, my personal favorite, this is the crest split kit. So if we're doing any ridge splitting, this is the must-have kit. The reason being is because if you do a ridge split with a burr, you're going to lose however much bone is that burr's width. So if you have a wide burr, a big, diamond tip burr, that width of that burr, you're going to lose all of that bone. But with the crest split kit, you don't actually lose any of that bone. We simply, like a bunch of wedges, wedge that bone right open to allow you to place your implant. So right here, the cube is ideal for your implant placement. This is going to be what you need to do all of your pre-implant surgical work. So if you're placing implants, this would be step one, right? So the cube handles surgery. On a power scale, let's just say from 1 to 10, the Piezotome Cube is going to be like a 7 to a 10. So it's much more powerful than a piezo used for hygiene, but it's also too powerful for piezo used for hygiene. It's ideal and geared towards surgery. So after you've placed your implant and the patient is coming back, it's time to maintain the implant. How do we do that? Well, great news, Acteon has a solution for that too. So right now what we have here is our Neutron. This is our piezo. So if you remember, the cube is more of a 7 to 10 power. This is going to be your 1 to 4 power. So this unit is amazing. This isn't just a piezo for hygiene. There's so much that you can do with it. We have tips for endo, for veneers, for preps and hygiene. But most importantly, we have these really great titanium tips. These pure titanium tips will not damage the implant threading, and this is perfect for what you're going to want to do to use to maintain your implants. So just as the cube is the piezo, so it works on that linear motion forward and back, is this piezo here. Same thing, tips screw in like so, and they move quickly forward and backwards, and they're not going to, because they move in that lateral motion, you don't have to worry about them clattering with the your post and causing damage to your threading, especially because they're titanium. So the unit is super easy to use. This particular unit here has its own standalone irrigation, which means you could put medicaments in here. Simply lift the top, put your liquids in, put your medicaments in, and then this power knob here, you can turn this and you'll notice it changes colors. So it's very intuitive. The colors of the knob also result or relate to the tips. For example, I'll just pull this particular tip out. This is our number 1 tip. It is a blue tip, so it's got blue, little blue ring right here. So that needs to be operated in the blue zone, right? So any tip, for example, here's an H3 tip. This has got green, so we know we need to operate this particular tip in the green power zone. So it's just super easy to use, right? It's super friendly, it's super easy to use, it's a fantastic machine, and it's the ideal way to maintain your implants. Now, not only do we have the piezo, but we also have our air and go. So this right here is our air polisher. What's really, really cool about this is we have this glycine powder, and this glycine powder is able to be used in our subgingival tips. So with these tips, we go sub-G, and we're able to maintain that implant. So we have 3 different sub tips, and then we have the standard super tip. The super tip is going to be used for your bigger size particles such as your sodium bicarbonate or your calcium bicarbonate, and then these sub tips will be used for your smaller powders like your glycine or anything smaller, anything basically smaller than, let's just say 25 Newton meters, I believe is how they, or nanometers, I believe is how they measure. So this tip is, or this unit is super easy to use. It's for all intents and purposes, it's like a sandblaster. We're just gonna go ahead and blast the stains away for Supra. And then with the sub-use, we're gonna use that to get in there and clean out the threadings, free of bioburden and anything else. So right now, what we're looking at is the absolute best possible way for you to maintain implants after they've been placed. So the best part about what we see here today is not just are these some of the best products that you can possibly get for pre-implant and implant maintenance, but it all comes from one name that you know and trust, Acteon. Not only do you get the best products, but you get our best customer service and our best support. The Piezotome Cube is by far one of the top selling products that we have in our lineup. You'll find it at pretty much all of the major courses, implant courses throughout the country. I know I'm the Florida rep, so I know here in Florida we have Dr. Russo. We also have the Mish course that comes through. I know that you have Ingle in North Carolina, super popular, T-Bone as well, 3D Dentist, and of course Implant Pathways, Dr. Stanley. I mean, I can go on and on. I'm not gonna bore you with the number of people, but the reality of the situation is all of the top doctors in the country are using a cube. And then if you're placing implants, you gotta be able to maintain them. So maintaining them with a unit that is the top selling piezo, as well as one of the easiest to use air polishers on the market, it just makes sense. The nice thing is it's all offered by one company under one umbrella. We actually have a great promo right now that includes all of this as far as the Neutron and the Air and Go with subgingival tips. These just happen to be here for display, but the promo is that it includes all of this for one price point. Whether you're looking at your surgical or you're looking at your maintenance end of things, we have that for you. It's a fantastic route, and there's no better time than now. It's summer, and this is really the ideal time.